Carolyn, can you hear me? Is this better? Please tell me you can hear me. Hello, hello. Hey guys. Can you hear me? I don't know. Let me know if you can hear me. Hello. Hello guys. Let me know in the chat. Can you hear me? Yay! Yay! So guys, it's a lot going on. Hey Gwen, Caroline's here. Hi guys. Did you guys happen to see the last Rose Red video? Well, I guess it starts with the one, I want to start with the one, I think it was from yesterday. She makes a lot of sense when it comes to this CPS stuff that's going on. I mean, and I knew something was funny. And guys, I posted the link. If you want to come up here, talk with me, I would love it. Have a conversation. Let me see if I can post it again, because I guess I didn't start it out very well. But Rose Red was talking about the whole CPS thing that Ken was talking about on his live. It makes no sense because Rose Red was talking about they don't call it CPS in Louisiana. They call it like D something. It's department. I forgot what. Yes, Wanda, I'm live. But they call it something Department of maybe Children and Family Services. And I think it's funny, like Rose Red said, that he did not know the full name of the people that supposedly came to his house, took pictures of his refrigerator and in his drawers. I think he would have called them by the correct name. Don't you guys think? Not only that, he was talking about something that happened a couple of months ago. But listen to this, like Rose Red said, if he was talking about something a few months ago, why in the world would they have gone and checked on Aurora at Ken's house? Because wasn't Gypsy supposed to be living with Christy and Rod in Cutoff? Not in Metairie? That's what I thought. So why would they come over there when the baby and Gypsy was living in Cutoff? That's the first kind of pause. And, you know, guys, I can't say, I just don't have, I don't know. I know that some people are saying, hey, there's no baby. There's some people saying, yes, there is a baby. I don't know. Gwen says, Gwen's got a good point here. As a felon, well, especially as a felon that has got unaliving as their crime. That makes perfect sense. I think you have a point there. So I don't know. But I'll watch Rose Red. I'll watch her religiously. I'll watch her every morning. And she does have some good points. And I was hoping, I talked to Gypsy's Pantie Crust, and I think she may be coming up to talk with us today. I'm hoping so. I told her I was going to have, we were going to have a live at 3, and I told her, please, please, please come up. So I'm hoping so. Let's see, Julie's here. Hey, Jennifer. We've got some people here. Anybody want to come up? I got the StreamYard. I got it posted in the comments. Anybody that wants to come up, I'm hoping Gypsy's Pantie Crust. Am I saying that right? I'm hoping to goodness that they come up because she's had a lot of good stuff that has been on her channel. Here's a good. Let's see, Julie. What are you? Louisiana state law restrictions during probation parole. A felony conviction suspends the right to own or possess a firearm, a pew-pew, while on probation or parole. Waiting period after. I guess there's a waiting period after completing the sentence. Is that correct? Is that what I'm Julie, is that what you think it is? That after? Here we go. Including probation or parole, there may be an additional 10-year waiting period before pew-pew rights can be restored. That's good information. I love watching these body cam. Have you guys ever watched these body cam things over there on? Hold on, let me see. We got a question here. Question if she has a baby because she had too many things that has happened regarding baby that DCS. Wanda, I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Let's see. I think we've got somebody coming up. Hey, Weston. Hello? Hello? All right. I don't know what that was all about. And no baby, no. I just don't know. But guys, hey Maria, I was actually watching this body cam video, and I don't know if you guys seen it. It was this guy that was in an RV in Georgia, and the poor little baby passed away. And he was a felon, and they found some pew-pews in the RV where he was living. And the guy tried to tell everybody, hey, that's my wife's. And what the police told him, and of course it's a totally different state, that he was not allowed to be around any guns. If they were where he could get his hands on them, no. So there's just a lot of things that are just really, really weird. I just don't understand. Let me see if I can show. There we go. Just so many really things going on. I just don't get. But there's Gypsy's Pantie Crust. Are you going to come up today? I hope so. Hey, Karen. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot going on with a bunch of different creators. It is. But did you guys happen to see, hey, Justin Shades, did you guys, I'm going to put my link here. If anybody wants to come up, I'd love for you to come up. But did you guys see the angel babies from yesterday? I think all you have to do is hit that StreamYard that I just put in the comments, and I think you can come on up. But I was watching Angel Baby. Guys, if you haven't seen it, please go watch it. I didn't want to take anything away from her video, so I didn't screen record anything that was on there. She made a lot of sense. We've had, with Ivory Rose, Ivory Rose Grows. We've had so many people that were supposed to be where they were on our side, and then they flipped. Ivory Rose, who was it? Ivory Rose Groves. Then there was Kate. There's a lot. And I just don't understand. Are they put in here to try to become a distraction? Is that what's happening? But I think that Angel Baby had a lot of interesting information. And you know, guys, I thought about everything that she said. All of that kind of went through my mind with what she was talking, what she said in her video. Let's see. I think. Hey. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
I was watching some of your videos.
You were?
Yes. Very informative.
Yeah. I was looking at that video from Angel Baby yesterday too. I thought that was very interesting.
What do you think about that? Because I know I am almost in complete agreement.
I am. I think what Case did was really fucking weird. Like, why, if you were going in there to get info about them, why wouldn't you share that info? I think Christy got under his skin and he started liking her. That's what I think. I think he started thinking they're friends.
See, I thought the same thing. I didn't say it out loud. I was telling some of my other friends that's in this community, I said, something doesn't feel right. Something just doesn't feel right. And so, it makes you wonder how all of them were, when this started, you had that whole group of creators that was all in this little bunch.
Right. And as time went on, you could see like shit wasn't right with any of them really. And what I think they do is, so they're behind the scenes working with Gypsy or the Blanchards. They're getting money off of their content. So it's a win-win. And Gypsy doesn't mind negative attention. And then it boosts up the creators' content. But Morbid was the first one I noticed. But I already knew who Morbid was from when he was Gemini. So I was like, okay, anybody associated with him, I was already kind of giving them the side eye. But Case, if you notice, if you write something bad about somebody in his comments about Gypsy or them, 9 times out of 10, he will not respond back with anything. And that is always a dead giveaway for me that they are working with it. Now, if it's something that has to do with him or it made him mad, he'll write about that. But yeah, I figured for a while that he was not who he said he was.
And I hated that because I did support him there at first. I did. And whenever all of that stuff that happened, that, you know, because I thought at first, I was like, why did everybody kick Case out? Why did they try to, you know, boot him to the side and blame him for everything? You notice that?
Yeah.
They loved him at first.
It's like a tactic that they use. Like they fucking throw each other to the shark is what they're doing, but it creates drama and it makes everybody watch it.
And I didn't like, you know, one of his lives, whenever he said that him and Toddy was in on it together, and Toddy did a video about Christy, and they were going to say, hey, I'll take this down to win Christy over. I didn't like that because I felt like you were playing against us as well.
What I think about that situation in particular, and he's not the only one who's done it. I think a lot of people have tried to reel Toddy in, and she did not realize that they were fake. Toddy's a nice person. She wanted to believe those are her friends. But as time progressed, she was noticing things and cutting back from these people. Now she's got like a better group of creators she's with. I just think she didn't realize at first that these people were using her. And that's what they do. They bring in white creators and use them to gain everybody's trust. Kind of like what Pink Cloud did with Gypsy and El Chewy.
With who?
Gypsy Rose and El Chewy. She started bringing them on her lives about like 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, oh no, they have no idea, but everybody likes them. And I think they genuinely, you know, thought she was who she said that she was. But now things are coming out. And the thing is that when you find out that these people are lying, the creators that they brought in, it kind of makes them look bad. It just credits them. And that
It
helps Gypsy.
does.
It's all a game.
And that's what I'm feeling like. It's all a game, and you're looking around, and you're like, man, I trusted this person.
Absolutely.
And I know
Absolutely.
I trusted Case, and I actually, because I live in the same state as he is. And whenever those billboards, that first billboard come out, and he said he was going to be looking to put it up in his state, I actually reached out to him, and I was like, hey, I'm in Tennessee as well. I'll reach in my own pocket if you want. You and I can go and have seeds on it. You know, hey, I want to do it in my state.
Yeah.
I don't want her here, because what I hear is Rod had a girlfriend in Nashville. And
Wow.
I'm like, I want to keep him out of this state, you know?
Yeah.
And he never answered me. He never answered any messages that I had sent.
And that you'll get that a lot of them do that, and it really is like it's a dead giveaway. It is.
Yes.
And the other thing I noticed, that how I'm always able to tell if they're working with Gypsy or just doing it for money, when they start having live streams where people like Ken or Christy or Bree, if you have a live stream and those people come on your live stream, I'm just going to assume that you are working with them, because they don't just get on anybody's live stream. They know they're going to get ate up alive.
And I knew, if you remember, if you can rewind time back whenever Case put out that video, that you knew it was from Christy's phone. You knew it was when they went to Rod's. I was telling Julie, and I said, he's got to have something to do with Christy, because how in the world would he have gotten that video from her phone? Yeah, absolutely. I knew it then. I just didn't know how crazy it was. That's the sad thing. I didn't know, because I start out trusting, because I'm a Pisces. I'm always thinking, hey, why would somebody want to take advantage? But I mean, there's a lot of reasons, I guess. From what I've seen, it's people are getting money. What about this whole new billboard thing that who is all doing that? Jen and all of these people that raised, what was it, $7,000?
Yes. That was insane. Like that I was all for the billboard, but that the way they did that, it was like a 24/7 campaign to get money from everybody, and I did not like that.
And there's a way that you could, because if you're going to do something like that, you should have its own account. Nothing is going in or out except for what's going on with that account.
Exactly. So, and they just made it such an ugly thing by how they act with each other. But I think a lot of that is fabricated. Everybody's trying to blame each other, but I say Naomi and Jen are both fake. That's my opinion.
What about, I'm thinking I'm with Toddy on this one. Toddy was talking about how she thinks that Gypsy has something to do with NP Cornerstone. I've been thinking that for a long time.
It was her and Fancy at first. I think her and Fancy created, I think it was Christy and Fancy that created it, and for Gypsy. And when they had a falling out, one or the other of them got that account, and I don't think it was Fancy, because she's butthurt about it. So I do believe that Christy.
And do you think?
And I actually told everybody that.
Do you think that Fancy would go back with Christy if Christy called?
What is it?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Do you think if Christy called Fancy and said, "Hey, Fancy, let's make up"?
Oh yeah, she'd be on that shit like white on rice.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Because it's just, and then with this, who else was that I seen on there? This new person that just popped, Pink Cloud 9. Who is? I want you to talk about that for a minute, because you know more than I do.
Okay, so this is funny. So she just popped up out of nowhere, maybe 2 months ago. And I thought maybe she had been there the whole time. I just kind of stayed to myself. So I thought maybe I just never came across her content before. So I started listening and watching her lives and interacting with her. And I noticed the same thing. When you leave a comment about Gypsy and they don't comment anything back, okay, that's a red flag. But the things she was saying were just freaking weird. So then she doxed herself. And I said she wants everybody to know who she is and see this weird, creepy little film she put out. So
Yes.
I don't know if it's just attention or she's actually getting paid for this. She is an actress. But she got mad. She got mad because I made a video about her the other day. And yesterday, she was trying to figure out who I was. So she Googled Gypsy's Pantie Crust. And she came up with this weird fucking answer. But I thought it was hilarious because I said, does she not know Brie and them have been trying to dox me for 2 years? And she thought she was just going to ask Google. And Google was just going to give her the motherfucking answer. I said, oh, fucking throat. That bitch is out of her mind.
But for her to come on Case's live and say what she did, oh, I'll take money and then I'd go away.
That was crazy. And another thing about that was funny. It was his fake outrage for me. What he saw was his following count going down. He was like, oh shit, mission abort. It wasn't about what she said.
I was thinking the same thing because I said that outrage was kind of weird to me. I said it didn't sound like a true outrage in my opinion. It didn't sound like
a lot of people. I've heard him get mad about a lot of things, and I'm like, that is just way too much fucking energy for that.
Yes, but I was wondering, I was just wondering, was it set up? Because he knows that people are giving him the side eye. If you go to GRB Snark, you can read they do not like him over there.
Yeah, that was to save his reputation. That's what I think. He thought that was going to save his reputation. It sounds like one of Christy or Gypsy's cockamamie fucking schemes that are just dumb as hell. They always get caught. Yeah.
And why would you say, oh, I know a lot about Christy, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to keep it to myself. Why? Because Christy is one of the ones that has been doxing people, following people. She's just as bad as her stepdaughter.
They are the reason I created my account. Christy and Brie are the reason I started making those fucking cartoons. I was like,
I love them.
They are bullies. But yeah, that shit with Case was totally fucking fabricated. And yeah, if I knew something about Christy, you best believe I'm putting it all out. Look, you couldn't pay me to keep my mouth shut. I dislike them that much. You could not pay me to not say nothing.
Because they've told so much. And I mean, I'm just going to say Ryan, but I don't feel sorry for him one bit either. But she's told everything about Ryan, his brother, you name it.
I thought Ryan got mad at his brother. Ryan is still working for Gypsy, with Gypsy, whatever you want to call it. I hate to use the term working with, but they're in cahoots. But I just have a feeling that he got mad at his brother. Like, why did you say that? Like, I'm sure that they are into it right now. If that was my brother, I'd be furious. I swear I would. I'd be so mad.
I would too. But, I think and did you hear the emails that came out from 1980 Millennial? Was it 1980 Millennial about Gypsy thinking that Ken had AIDS? Did you hear that?
Yes. I think that is so weird. She is so obsessed with sex that she will sleep with anybody, and it doesn't gross her out. That would gross me out. Thinking of somebody going on something that's going in me. That's nasty. Like that's. I think so too.
I mean, but she knew it back then.
Yeah.
I really got sinuses. I'm not like Ken. I really got sinuses. They're mowing the grass out here. You can see it in my eyes.
It's that time of year. It's been like that here too.
But I think that Gypsy has known all along.
Yeah.
And it's nothing, and I'm not saying that as in making fun of him, because there's nothing wrong with it. It's not.
It's just the lying about. It's the part where you're lying. Like, come on, dude. Like, seriously. And it's the part where she's lying about it. When we know that she knows. And I don't know. That's just gross to me. Like, I don't know.
But do you think that she's trying to move to Texas? Because I know I saw something on Snark, and I made a video about Gonzales, Louisiana.
I don't think she's going to tell the truth about where she's moving. So no, I'm going to say it's probably not going to be Texas. The bitch is probably
That's what I
moving
was
up the
thinking.
street or something and thinks she's probably moving 10 miles up the road.
Yeah, because there was somebody that said that they saw her in Gonzales because there's this Pelican Point or something, which is a really nice neighborhood. It's beautiful. Yeah. And somebody said that they seen her there, and there was a thread on TikTok, Instagram, saying, Gypsy, stay out of Gonzales.
Oh, wow.
So it just makes you wonder. And now she has taken her art page off of TikTok.
I saw that. I know some people think she got banned, but I actually think she just was freaking out about losing those followers. And that was another mission abort. And she'll be back with a new something.
Do you think that Trisha girl? Do you think that Trisha and Gypsy was in on? Do you think they were together on that?
Absolutely. Too many coincidences. Both of them were on Dr. Phil. I'm sure they met some of the same producers, the same Hollywood people. Trisha has been just itching to get back internet famous again like she was. She's like Gypsy. She likes the bad attention. I absolutely think that was another win-win for both of them. And they were like, yeah, let's do it.
And I think it's funny. Ken has been, he's done these lives here and there. You're not really seeing him, and he's not posted. So it makes you wonder, I don't know if he's so down deep in an addiction. I'm hoping he's not. I don't wish addiction on anybody. Because that's a long, hard road.
I've been in recovery for almost 10 years myself. Like, I used to have an opioid addiction.
See, I did too back in the day. Yeah. You know, I mean, it's 20 years ago. I don't wish that on anybody.
About them being on stuff, but it's because I can tell that they are.
I can too, because if you've seen it and you've lived that kind of life, you can tell the difference between an allergy, between, snorting something.
Yeah.
And a vape. You can tell the difference. I got a vape in
my hand too. That's funny. I'm holding one too.
I mean, and I do this and nobody ever says anything. I'll put my head out and I'll do one. I know you see smoke coming out, but with Ken saying that was a vape, where was the smoke? Because if that was a vape, that would be one heck of a cloud he would have put out.
So part of me thinks that they just did that on purpose to get everybody to stop talking about the emails. There's a part of me that thinks
his eyes were just.
That's the other part of me that's like he was tweaking out of his mind.
Yes.
Like, I'm back and forth on that.
His eyes to me right now, and his eyes to me right now, they look like there's nothing behind his eyes. Back when he went on Morbids, back when everybody loved it, everybody was a nobody, because I didn't know Morbid back in the day. But
oh my God, I've known him for 10 years. I've known who he was for 10 years.
But I thought that was really weird. Ken coming on I always thought that was kind of weird. I was like, well, I didn't. I was like, maybe it's just a coincidence. I don't know. But he had life behind his eyes.
He likes them. It wasn't never that. Morbid is. This is how he pays his bills. It's from the internet. He's been doing this for years, and he's all about shock content. And he uses other creators and people on the internet to get that content. It's what he's always done. So, I mean, I can't blame him, because anybody that had looked him up would know that's who he was. I was just shocked at how many people didn't believe it when it came out that he was this. I'm like, what the hell? The proof is right there. The videos are right there.
I looked him up afterwards and I was like, oh, that's what everybody was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Girl,
I've had women argue me down. I have had them nobodies come and argue me down about some Morbid. They love Morbid. Like, ooh.
But he's like, to me, the way I've kind of put him in my mind is that he was playing a role.
Yeah, he
was playing a role.
He is.
I mean, he's not like, like me or you. I go to work every day.
Yeah.
This is not income for me. This, I started doing this whenever Gypsy got out, and I started because I'm like, I fell for Gypsy's lies in the beginning. I'm one of the ones, I watched her documentaries. I listened to all the ones on, women in prison and all this stuff. And I really believed it until when she got out and I started listening. And I'm like, what? That doesn't even make sense. And I really felt like I was used. I was lied to. I said, no, this is not right. So that's when I started my channel and my little piece of the internet over here, because I wanted people to know. And I felt sorry for Dee Dee. I really, and Nick.
Me too, because it's such a lot. And my thing was, when I first saw Gypsy and Nick, like something, I was like, oh yeah, I can definitely see that happening. Because you know how take Chris Watts. When Chris Watts killed his kids, you look and you're like, how did this guy? I can't see it. But with Gypsy and Nick, I could see it. But when I saw the interrogation, it was the interrogation for me. And I was like, oh no, I see what's going on here. And the more she hurts me, the worse it got.
And I think I just can't, I just wish more people would listen to the interrogation, because that's all it takes to figure out what really happened.
For me,
that's it.
Even if she was abused and everything that she said about Dee Dee was true, I still would feel how I feel about her, because the way that she went about doing that and all the sex stuff that went along with it, that lets me know you are a deviant person. There's something wrong with you. Like, you're a psychopath. You're not right. Normal people would not do that. And you haven't even sought therapy. You don't think what you did was wrong. And that lets me know that you're just going to keep continuing those behaviors. And she has.
Exactly. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think that Dee Dee knew anything that was going on, as in the sexual things, with all the pictures that you see out there? Do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I think that she was exhausted with trying to save Gypsy from herself. I think she was absolutely exhausted with it, because you don't want to hate your child or whatever. And she spoiled Gypsy so much. But I think about the things Gypsy had to have been doing in that home, and Dee Dee having to overlook them out of love. But yeah, that's really what killed her, because Gypsy should have got some help a long time ago for her psychiatric problems, as opposed to her medical issues. And she clearly was healthy when she got arrested. So, do you know how Dee Dee bought a car that Gypsy's chair wouldn't fit in shortly before she died?
I've heard something about that. Yes, it was that Nissan, that Cube, right?
Okay, so I have this working theory that Dee Dee was sick, and she's like, look, girl, like, it's time. This has to end. You can't be running around with guys, or we're going to go to jail. I don't want you to go to jail. I'm about to die. I don't want you in prison. And I think that she traded that car out because she was tired of pushing Gypsy in that damn chair, and she couldn't do it anymore. And she said, look, we're not doing it. Look, the car's not even here anymore. Your chair ain't going in it. I think that's one thing that set Gypsy off. And I think another thing is the whole Dan thing. I think that's why she killed Dee Dee, was over Dan. I think she was furious that Dee Dee told everybody Dan was a pedo. Gypsy thought that was the love of her life. They were going to run away. And I think it boils down to that. I think that's what it was. She was mad. I think she was mad.
And I think I think that Dee Dee probably could sense something was going to happen. I just can't imagine the fear that was in Dee Dee's mind. I just couldn't imagine. And especially with it coming from your daughter, because, I have a daughter, and my daughter, anything I need, my daughter is right there. And I could not imagine having a daughter. But didn't Dee Dee kick her out?
I bet she did.
Before this happened?
I bet she did. I mean, I heard that she did, but I bet she did. I bet she was just like, you know what? Do what you want, brat. Get the fuck out. And I think Gypsy, that was not the reaction she wanted. And Gypsy always escalates and then goes for revenge. The problem is that her revenge plots have so many holes that she's going to get caught every time, and it's obvious what she's doing. But she doesn't realize
like she claps back without even thinking. Like, it's like she can't think about something to get a clear plan. She just jumps.
She left me a little clapback comment last night, and I woke up this morning and saw it, and I clapped on back at her. I don't think she liked what I had to say. Because me, I'm just gonna make fun of her. I'm just gonna make jokes about you until you go cry in a corner. So
And and then I don't understand how she gives Rod a get out of jail free card, because Rod didn't want her. Rod did not want anything to do with her. That's what I don't understand.
He's getting old. I think that he genuinely feels bad, and he's like, "Shit, this was probably my fault," and it wasn't his fault, but a little bit was. He contributed for sure, but I think he genuinely feels bad. But the money coming into the picture played a huge part.
I think so.
And I think she's just obsessed with him, and that's why it doesn't bother her.
So
like she is, in a very weird, perverted way, obsessed with her dad, and it's weird. It's just weird.
Because it's funny how Ken in some of those pictures look like Rod.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why she likes Ken so much. If you look at the other people she's been with, okay, so take Nick, take Ryan. Those are people that are on her level. That's who you look like you should be with, Gypsy. But then you go take somebody like Ken that's just average. He's just the average looking dude. But to her, in her mind, he is a 15. He ain't even a 10. In her mind, he is a 15. To me, he's just like a normal looking dude I'd never look twice at. But to her, she thinks he's the fucking, yeah.
And I tell you, I see, this is what I see coming up, is I see that she's going to come, I think it's going to be a big family thing to happen. I think she's going to blame, maybe not Rod, but I think she's going to blame Christy for not having money. I think she's going to blame Christy, saying, Christy used my money. That, money was taken. It was supposed to be given to me and put in an account, and they mishandled my money. I just really think something like that's going to happen.
You know what I would tell her if I was Christy? If I was Christy and she said that, and I hate Christy, you know what I tell her?
What?
You've been using my house. You've been getting on my nerves. You damn right I got some of that money.
Messing up my house. And I'm glad to see Mia stepping away.
Yeah,
she should. That was not good for Mia.
Gypsy and her little friends are all racist. So if I was Mia, I would be offended by that. And that's, you know what, while we're talking about that, that's another thing that bothers me about anti-Gyp content creators. When they sit there and play with Dreamer and let Dreamer and Bree come in their panel, you're talking about people. My husband is black. My daughter is mixed. I've heard them say
my grandchildren are mixed.
Sympathy for that old witch. I do not. And there's no way I would be giving her a platform to say anything. I don't care if it's funny or not funny. Like, I ain't got time for Dreamer.
I don't have time for Bree either, because Bree's nothing but a liar. She's a liar. She will not listen to anybody. You can't even talk to her. You can't even debate her because she talks over you. She won't listen to anything that you have to say. So, what good is it?
That's what I said when she was talking about me coming in a live stream and talking to her. Who's finna get up there and look stupid with you? Not me.
And then she'll turn whatever you say, she'll turn it around to make it sound like something.
Yeah, she doesn't think rationally, so she doesn't realize how crazy that sounds. And that's why I said, you're not gonna argue me to death. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. I want to laugh at you and make fun of you. That's about it.
Now let me ask you this. This is one of my other things I want to ask you about. Okay. Do you remember when that person was supposed to have taken over her TikTok account? Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was so fake. And
she was in labor.
That was one of Ken's cousins. I'm telling you.
That's what I'm thinking, because she was in labor.
Yeah.
She was in labor and talking to TikTok, or she was saying she was with Christy, and then Christy said I never understand that. First Christy was out of town. Then you hear a story that she was with Christy and they were watching it on Christy's phone.
Yes.
Which one
They can
is
never
it?
keep their story straight. They can't. You know, if a scammer had took her TikTok, I'm telling you, they wouldn't give it back for $500. They wouldn't give it back for
No.
$1,000. Not with all the money she had coming into that account. And the fact that the internet cafe that they showed was in Turkey, and Ken's dad is
Yes.
Turkish. Yeah, that to me, that's just too many coincidences. With too many things that are a coincidence are not a coincidence; they're a pattern.
Now, I think I talk to people a lot about this. I think that maybe if there is a baby, if there is one, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't say yes or no because things are just so weird.
Yeah, it's so hard to tell.
I don't think that she was born the day they say.
Absolutely not. I think she was born right before the book release, because if you noticed at the book signing, she had that weird thing in her belly, but also she had those breast milk boobies. Yeah, like you could see them that whole week. Now,
Yes.
I'm a mama.
Yes.
I'm telling you, those were breast milk boobs. They were full
Uh-huh.
the way that they only are postpartum for about 2 weeks. They're
Yes.
humongous. You see the army with them.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I
And
do
see,
think
I
that
always
she
thought
had
that
a
was
baby,
weird.
but I think that she went and got IVF to have that baby. It wasn't an
I do
accident.
too.
She went and got IVF, and she
But
had
there's
that
no way
baby.
she could have. Because if you remember, I'm a nurse. I worked in pediatrics for years.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't work in OBGYN, so I can't say anything. But from my understanding, she took, if you remember, that morning after pill.
Yeah.
And if the
You know what?
baby came, there's no way. Unless she had help, there's no way that could have happened the way they're saying. There's just no
Yeah,
way.
it could. And that's the thing, is that I don't know if they think everybody's dumb or that they're just not going to
Yes.
figure it out, but they should know by now that between all of the people on the internet, somebody's going to figure it out. Somebody's going to figure it the fuck out.
You know,
And
because us creators, I think the most of us that have been here for a while, we share information with each other because we're like, hey, you may have one part, I may have another, and we can put it together to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I have hated so much about this Ivory, Rose, Kate, all of them that come into this community and tries to tear it apart.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they're doing, and it's just like a divisive thing. You know, all that makes Gypsy look good, because what she can go do and say is, look how crazy they are over there.
Yes.
And some people do act crazy, and it is weird. Some of it's weird. So I don't know. I like the small content creators.
I'm not going to speak much on this. I'm just bringing this up. I don't want to speak too much on it, but if you remember when that thing happened with Nina, Ivory, Rose, Nose, and all that stuff, I was trying to stay in my lane. I don't know what happened with that situation.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I was like, man, that's happening in our community.
Yeah.
I guess Becca Scoops and what?
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
It's funny how they do that. I honestly think that people were getting jealous of Becca, because Becca came out like a superstar. And I'll say this: there's things about Becca that I don't agree with personally. Like, she likes Trump. I don't like Donald Trump. Whatever. So I like Becca and I like her content. I don't have to like everything about you. But then you have people like Nina, and I don't know. It's just all about how you treat people and how you talk to people.
That's what I think.
And yeah, that's where I'm at.
It's just like my dad used to say. If you go to a lawyer, you don't care what kind of person he is. You just care that he can get you off on this charge.
Right.
And that's the way I am with Becca Scoops. She's very knowledgeable. Now, I don't like her on the Karen Reed stuff. I don't agree.
Yeah,
But
me too, girl.
I'm not going to put her down because hey, we're in America. We all
Right.
need to have different opinions because the world would be so boring if we didn't.
The internet would have you think that you cannot disagree with anybody, but
Exactly.
it's not. You can disagree on things. The difference between disagreeing with stuff like that and then what's going on here with Gypsy is that she's actually dangerous, and the things her friends are
Very
doing
dangerous.
are dangerous. They're hurting people. They're taking people's money, and that's why I'm not going to budge on them. Like I cannot have a civil
No,
conversation with anyone
no.
about them or with them, and that's the difference. That's the
And I
difference,
think,
right?
and Becca Scoops, you can give her content for somebody that's never, I mean, I gave it to my mother in law that had no clue what was going on.
Right.
And, and she watched it and she was like, wow.
Yeah.
And she would say the same thing that Fancy was trying to get out, but Fancy couldn't get it out because she was too busy trying to be
Yeah, she played it in a
mad
way
at
that everybody
somebody.
could play. It was easy to follow. Yeah. You know,
Exactly.
when she started going up on, I kind of got like a little sad when she started joining Morbid's lives and stuff, and I was like, oh no, here goes the downfall of the good content. And it did. It started getting weird for a while, but I think she's really gotten back to what she started out to do, and I think she's back there now, and I love that for her.
I do too. And you know, sometimes you got to stay in your lane. I think that Morbid's group, in my opinion, they got too close, and I think they had the same people in there
every
live
day
after live after, and to me it got boring because hey, I already know how you feel. I already know how you feel. Let's get somebody else up there so we can get more opinions. That's what I thought. You know,
and I didn't have a problem per se with his content. I don't have a problem with him. He can make content on what he wants, but it was just the part where when I figured out that he was talking to the Blanchards and he was pretending he wasn't, that's what bothered me. And his people are so gung-ho for him. Like, yeah, I just felt like it was a betrayal. Not to me, because I already knew.
Exactly.
I felt bad for them.
Exactly, because I did my research after all of that, and you know I've had to step back from some of the people that I would listen to, and now I've stepped back from a couple people because I've seen a different side, and it's kind of sad. But I can't listen if I don't think that you're fighting for the right thing. I can't support you.
And you know, this is something that goes on in every genre of internet gossip or whatever. Every genre has this with the content creators. So you know, it's like it's not unexpected, but yeah, I'm like you. Like I just had to step back. Like I don't want any part of that. I don't want to further that agenda right there.
I mean, any drama I want to stay away from all I can. I'm like, I don't need any.
Well, it was drama. I don't think I have the patience to go back and forth with any of them. I'm more like, I'm just going to fucking snap and cuss you out, but I can't go back and forth with anybody. But
I can't either. I'll work too much. I get videos in when I can, and I'm like, I just don't have time for all that stuff. I just don't.
Yeah, I'm very introverted in real life. This is my first live, by the way. I have never been on a live stream. I don't talk on the phone. I am a complete introvert. I have Asperger's.
Oh, really?
The going back and forth on the internet is new.
So this is actually good, though. This is actually good.
Yeah.
I love it.
I feel like I'm yelling. I'm pacing around my living room while I'm talking to you. I'm just pacing in circles.
I'm the kind of person that when I go to Walmart, I make friends with everybody in line. I just talk to everybody.
Oh, I usually don't even look up. I've had people tell me before that they thought I was stuck up, and I'm like, no, I'm in my own world. I live in my own little world.
But I love it. I am so glad you came up on my live. I think we talked about a lot of stuff because I know a lot of this stuff was really bothering me, and I was really thinking hard on some of it, and I'm thinking, am I thinking too hard on? You know, I'm like,
nah, you weren't thinking too hard, girl. You were right on track. You were not thinking too hard.
But I love it.
Lately I feel like a conspiracy theorist having to point out all these things, but it's like,
yes,
they're obvious.
I do too. And there's a lot of people. It's not just our genre that thinks about Gypsy Rose the way she is. Because if you go and look, the drama channels are actually, they don't even like her. Do you know Dustin Daly?
No, who's that?
Oh, he was Dustin Daly. Look him up. I forgot what his station is, but he does a lot of stuff in the drama. He's kind of like a Brit, like Radiant Brit. And I heard him. He was talking about her paintings. And he's got like 700,000 subscribers or something. He's a big channel.
Yeah.
And he was talking about it. And I'm thinking, all these people that have talked about Gypsy, her painting, everything that she has done, how in the world does she have that many followers? It's got to be bought. It's got to be bought. Bots.
Yeah. Well, if you look at her likes on there, that's the thing I noticed is that I'm like, she only has as many likes as I have on TikTok, just about, and I only have 1,200 followers. That's weird.
And see, that's why I think it is. And how if you remember in some of the videos, she'll say, well, my growth on TikTok, it was natural. No, it wasn't. I think it was Rachel Garlick that was growing her stuff while she was still in prison. Yeah. And then here, nobody said anything. She went through parole. She went through everything and nothing.
Think about that. I think those Hollywood producers, those HBO and Lifetime producers, I think that is the reason why she has been able to do everything that she's doing. It's all about the money. And you might think people don't have connections, but you have to remember,
they do.
When they all go to college, there are fraternities, and most of those rich people were in fraternities, and they don't have to know each other. They can just call their fraternity brother, who calls another fraternity brother, and it goes on down the line like that. And that's how that works. It's all about connections.
Yeah. And and I started thinking about this because I am a conspiracy theorist. I'm sorry, I am. But think about this.
I might be.
but think about this. Think about this. This it seems like it's a big distraction.
Yes.
From something. Everybody, look at all these people they have looking over here. While we're watching this, all of a sudden we got aliens coming in November.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think
really weird.
Part of that is true. I've thought that before, like, while we're all plugged to the internet, we're not even realizing that we are losing all the rights that we had in our country, that our country it's just burning to the ground, and people don't even realize it because they're on the internet arguing about Gypsy or so and so.
Is Ken gay, or is it their baby? And I think about that, but I really think, I don't even give it 5 years, and I think Gypsy will be back in trouble again. I really do.
I don't even think it'll be that long. She can't help but to get in trouble again because she can't help how she acts. It's a biological thing with her. It's not that she's choosing to be this bad person. No, that's who she is. It's ingrained in her genetics. That's who she is.
But I think I don't think she's completely broke. I don't think she's completely broke.
No,
but I think she's getting low. And I think that's when her problem's going to be, is whenever she gets really low
when
money.
The big scams are going to start coming again, and she's getting desperate. The art thing is desperate. She knows that stuff looks crazy. She knows that's not good art. She knows damn well. She just wants, the thing with the art, people are going to buy those because you have those weirdos who were writing her in prison and sending her money. Those are the same weirdos who are going to buy that art and hang it on their wall.
Yeah, and by the way, did you hear the one that she had? I think he was an autistic man that was sending her that I guess she had like a relationship with this guy.
Yeah, that Blair something guy. I saw that last night. Blair something.
Yeah, and the poor guy was sending her $5. And I'm thinking, this guy, that's probably all the money he had. And you're taking his $5 whenever How much? I'd love to know how much money she was getting a month.
Oh
while
my
she
God.
was in there.
That is just insane. The fact that I don't know how anybody, I don't know. It's just weird. You have weird fetish people, but that's weird. I just couldn't see myself
I
doing
couldn't either.
that.
I
Yeah.
just couldn't see taking money from somebody like that. And then
And
she wants. That's just sad for me because my grandson is autistic. I got a
yeah.
grandson that's autistic, and it breaks my soul to think about that.
Is he what kind of autism? Does he have like Asperger's, or is it like full-fledged autism?
Full
Is
fledged
he
autism.
verbal?
He is verbal. He does
He's
really
verbal.
well. He's 17 and he's very, very smart. He wants to actually be an engineer. He doesn't have the social cues. He has a lot of trouble.
That's me. That's me. My IQ is very high, but I just
Yes.
I wouldn't go to school when I was younger. I just didn't want to be around anybody. I would do anything to get out of school.
And he'll call, and they'll call me. I'm one of the only ones that can calm him down because he'll just freeze up and he'll just, and it just, whenever I see that they do that to a child, like, anybody with this, why?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? And there's and they're lovable people and they're trusting people.
Yeah.
And I think that's what hurts because I don't think Nick would have hurt anybody else in life. If he never came across Gypsy, I don't think he would have ever gotten in trouble with the police. I don't.
Yeah. You might be right about that. I've thought about that at length too, and I have mixed feelings about it because it makes me wonder, okay, if he's done that once, could somebody else talk him into but we've all heard that argument. But I don't believe that it's fair. If he's gonna be in there forever, she should be too. That's not right.
I think so too. And
right,
I think that he could.
The trigger. She was the trigger. It was her.
And it took her, 2-3 years to even talk him into it.
Right. Right. That right there is like, I don't even know how anybody could sit up there and argue her point. Like, the facts are facts. And the fact is that it was all her. She did it. She didn't do it because she was abused. She did it because she was a brat.
And how in the world can Dan Patterson and the judges, all of them, I mean, they did such a it's horrible. It's horrible. And I don't think, and you hear Fancy and them talk about Dee Dee's family. I don't think Dee Dee's family had a chance to talk good about Dee Dee. I think the whole world heard that story and they all turned against Nick. They turned against Dee Dee's family. And then, you got Gypsy trying to say the grandfather SA'd her.
Okay, I don't believe that.
I don't either.
I'm going to tell you why. Because I saw where it was either in her emails or a phone call. She was telling somebody, I think it was like, tell my grandfather I love him or something weird like that.
Yes.
And I was like, wait a second. I thought he diddled you. Girl, stop lying. Like, yeah.
And what about, remember she said that one of her triggers was whenever they say, you have my heart or something like that. And in those emails, that's all her and Ryan say to each other.
Absolutely. She is a total bullshit artist. And I don't know. This is my thing with Ryan and Ken. You guys went and sought out this weirdo in prison. Looking how she looks. Like, you will never convince me that Ryan, I think, is just a pervert. He's a pervert.
Yes,
you can tell how he interacts with any girls. That he's just one of those guys that is. So you could be dating him one day and he loves you. He wants to get married.
He's married right then. Right then.
And Ken, I think Ken likes the infamy. I just don't think Ken counted on the terrible reception that he got from the internet. I don't think he counted on everybody disliking him so much. He miscalculated that. He will never outlive this, ever.
And I think that because at first he didn't have so many haters. Do you remember? Right. At first it wasn't that bad. But then it made me think, if he is by rainbow, okay? Or if he is all the way rainbow. I always thought maybe he wanted to have a child and this was a way for him and whoever he's with. Because he could have a boyfriend. That's their baby.
Yep. Now you have a baby and it's attached to this faux celebrity. And yeah,
You could
absolutely.
take that baby to Texas, and they're not gonna let Gypsy take that baby. There's
So
no way.
I got some Ken lore, but I've never been able to verify it. I've gotten this from 3 different people, but I never really too much put it out. I have some Dylan lore too, I'll tell you after. But if I can't verify something, I don't just put it out like it's true.
No,
But I will say
right.
it. I have heard this. So the Ken lore is that his dad has a lot of money. And the brother and the sister, he does a lot more for them than he does from Ken because Ken got on drugs and he thinks Ken's irresponsible. But apparently, when the dad dies, Ken is going to inherit some money. But the brother and the sister, apparently, the dad's been giving them money out of that inheritance, but he won't give Ken any. I think that Ken had this baby and got with Gypsy because it makes him look responsible to dad. And he's like, hey, now can I have some of the money? But I don't think he's going to get it till his dad dies. His dad knows he's on
That makes
drugs.
sense. And something else. I mean, allegedly, if you think about it, he is Turkish, right?
Yep, he's Turkish. And he's
Don't
got the most
they?
common Turkish last name, Yuker.
And
Yeah.
don't they look at same-sex couples in different countries? They frown on it.
I think that's what the dad's hang up with him is. It's the drugs and it's him being homosexual.
And you got to think now he has a baby, and that could show his dad. And like I said, if there is a baby, hey, here's a baby. See, Dad. See, I got a child.
Tell his family, like, look, my son's not gay. See, he's got a baby and a wife, and they're famous. Yeah,
Exactly.
Now
That could be it.
I got Dylan lore too. Now this one I also have not been able to verify, but I really tend to believe it just because of the situation. So apparently Dylan doesn't want anything to do with the show or Gypsy. He stayed so far away because they say that Dylan is a drug dealer. He's a big time drug dealer.
Really?
So he actually was upset when the news about the show came into play and Gypsy coming home because he knew that was going to bring attention on him. So he stayed away. But I heard there was actual arguments between him and his family because he did not want the filming at their house. He didn't even want them to be the center of attention because he was afraid it might come back on him. And that's what I'm heard. So I'm going to leave that there.
That makes sense. That does make sense.
That's what I said. I was like, that does make a lot of sense now because Dylan said he ain't touching it with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, exactly. And and I heard that Gypsy and them, they just walk around town like they're something.
It's a very small town. It's a very small town, and most of the people there are related. You got to think back like 100 years ago, there was probably like 7 or 8 families in that town. So these people have been interbreeding with each other for the last 100 years. And so they're all third cousins, second cousins, fourth cousins. But like, if you look at the Petries have a whole entire neighborhood to themselves. You can get on Google now. Yeah, there's I think it's Petrie Lane or Petrie Drive or something, and there's like tons of houses. It's this long road that goes down to the water, and the Blanchards, there's a lot of them too. And then you have Christie's family, but they're all freaking related. If you took DNA on all of those people, yeah,
and it makes you wonder. In my opinion, it makes you wonder. And isn't it funny how they met somebody way up in Missouri with the same last name?
Yeah,
it could be nothing, but it's weird. It's just weird.
I think that the deal with them, I don't know if they're related to David Blanchard or not, but I do 100% think that Gypsy was selling her mama's pills to David and what's her name, Kim? I think that's why they liked her so much. They were getting those pain pills from her. And if you remember at the time of this is when pain pills got really hard to get. They started cracking down. But
and then remember, because we had to go to a pain clinic and all that stuff. Yeah,
they could get them no problem. And
but but I think that he knew that she could walk. Absolutely. I think that he knew the whole thing, and then him sitting there, during his interrogation. Oh wow, we've been lied to. I carried her, and I'm thinking, Come on, think about it. That wheelchair can't even go around that house. It's so.
You know what I think? I think he got terrified. I don't actually think he had anything to do with the murder, but I think that when it happened, he was like, "Oh shit, I knew this girl could walk. I've been buying pills from her and her mama. We've been running these freaking scams on GoFundMe." I think he was terrified that the jig was up for him too, and he was finna go to jail for fraud or something of that nature. And
Because they were
that's what I
all
think
wrapped up. They were all wrapped up in the community because they had, what was that, Comic-Con? I don't know what it was. That little thing where she met Dan. All of that. Did you ever see that video that they had of Gypsy and Dee Dee coming in there, and somebody saying something to Gypsy, and she said, "I got my party dress on."
Yes, I did. I saw that. She's so cringe. I have never seen somebody more awkward with confidence than she is.
Anybody. And it makes you wonder.
No
Because,
self-awareness.
yeah, and some of the people talked about because if you remember back when all this happened was back in the day where you had, what was it called, Backpage? And you could put those pictures and hire an escort and stuff. That's what I always wondered. Did they do something like that? Because those pictures.
I believe that she was hooking up with a lot of people from the internet also. I do. And I also believe that anybody that spent any time around her knew she could walk. And I'll tell you why. You can tell when somebody's legs aren't atrophied, and legs, they start looking a little funny. So I just,
And that snow when she jumps off the porch.
Oh my God, when she tried to pick her legs up, I said, "Look at this."
I was like, and that was whenever I was questioning back then. I still kind of believed her. You're gonna ask my daughter. I would rewind it, watch it back, rewind. I was like, she just moved her legs. What is this?
It's fascinating. And the thing when they say that people are haters or trolls, no, we are genuinely fascinated in you. Like, you are a science experiment.
Yes.
This is a whole level of crazy that most of us have not witnessed in real time. We've heard cases before where crazy stuff has happened, but to see it play out in real time it's fascinating from a psychological perspective. It really is.
Yeah. Let me go do some stuff from our chat before we go. We've got mustard mayo. Off topic, but I really think Jen is in the Blanchards, and the billboards were all a publicity stunt to keep Gypsy relevant.
I'm with mustard mayo on that.
I think so too. I do too. Any of you guys got any questions for us before we go? Because I mean, if y'all are like me, I can talk about this. I can talk about this all day. It's just because and I think it's funny that she says that she's the best liar.
She's not. She's a horrible liar.
Baby, you are not a great liar. You are not. I always thought she needed to. I want to buy her she needs a little book so she can write down all of her lies so she can keep up with them.
I've always considered Asperger. Some people consider it a disability, and I kind of joke that it's a superpower because I can just tell when people are freaking lying to me. I'm so introverted and into myself. I don't say much, so I hear a lot more and I see a lot more because I'm quiet. But yeah, I can just tell. And yeah, she's not a good liar. She is a terrible liar. If her life depended on those lies, she wouldn't make it.
And another thing is, I do believe it when she says she doesn't have a conscience.
No, she doesn't.
I do believe that because I know for me, if I say something, if I say a lie, my stomach starts hurting and I start feeling really, really bad. If I say, because I got to tell you the truth, even if you don't look good, I got to tell you, honey, that dress don't look too good on you.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand it.
I'm often a little too blunt, and that's part of the Asperger's too. But sometimes I say things before I realize what I've said, and I'm like, "Oh shoot, I shouldn't have said that."
And I think it's sad because I think that Gypsy is looking for love, that true love, but the thing she doesn't realize, that true love that she had, she murdered that true love that she had.
She did. And she doesn't love herself. So she'll never find that love that she's looking for because she doesn't love herself and she can't love
Yes.
anybody else. The only feelings that she's capable of feeling sincerely are her own. And they're just such a wide range of feelings that she goes through so quickly. I honestly think that if they're going to let her out of prison, she should be required to get some psychotherapy. And the 1 year on parole, that was insane. It needs to be more because she's clearly not healed or on any
She's
healing
not healed.
at
And,
all.
no, not at all. And I just don't. And I think phone therapy is just not good enough. I think you need to be sitting there, and that way they can actually see. They can see you. Because I think just being on the phone, you can hide everything.
Oh, I see.
That's what I think.
Wanda says in the interrogation about how Gypsy started shaking her head back and forth when they said she wasn't alive. That was some terrible freaking acting.
Yes.
Yes,
I
Wanda.
I just felt really bad. But guys, Gypsy's Pantie Crust, I love you so much, and I'm so glad that you came up with me.
Yes,
today. I think we had a great conversation.
I was so nervous. I didn't know if I was going to make it through this, but thank you. This was very comfortable.
See, it's just like we're talking on the phone.
Yeah, I never talk on the phone. That's the thing. I go months without talking to anybody on the phone.
But girl, thank you so much. I've got to get ready for work tomorrow. But guys, thank you for listening. We love you. And guys, I'm going to go. I love you guys. Thank you for being part of this live. And I will see you soon, guys.